Hey everybody, welcome to the Sustainable Leadership course. This is the video for explaining you the last leg of this journey. So you're about to embark on the very last, now you have big teams, you have great ideas, and now this is the time for you to execute. To help you, we have created those pages that will guide you step by step how to perform the best in about 1 month's time that you have left now. So to make it easy, you just go to your project and team. I'll show you the big team inclusion because that's the sort of the template that we have made for you guys. You will see the same template on every page. So you'll find all the people in your team. And so let me walk you through the timeline. So we made a table of contents so it's easy for you to jump without having to scroll a lot. Okay, so congratulations, you've already done the first deadline was to join a team. So all of you have joined a team right now. And what I would recommend you to do now is that now you all have a team is to all choose an individual job. So for example, here there's 2 spokespersons, but more problematically, there's like 6 treasurers. And that can be an issue because we're going to be looking for one person to, hold the receipts, not 6 places to do that. So maybe one person is the kind of head treasurer and the other person more like assistant collecting the file, entering the data. You see what I mean? So you want to divide and have a role per person. And more importantly, you'll see that you want to have also specific tasks per person. Now you have big teams, so it's going to be making your life easier in terms of workload for individuals, but that means as well that you need to be much better coordinated. So make sure that the HR person has distributed individual roles, and then also that you have sort of managers and people who make sure that each of the jobs that are written actually happen. So that's my first advice. Okay, so your teams have been now finalized, and now you want to start project management. Okay, so how are you going to do that? I'm just going to make a really quick demo of how you can build a project management interface for your team, no matter how big or how complex the project is. So with Notion, it's beautiful. It's super simple. You just type / and that opens you a lot of options. We're going to be creating, if you scroll down, you're going to be creating a board, an inline board. Essentially, this is a new database. I'm going to go there. And so you see here, and I'm going to call this the I1 Big Team Project Management. Okay, so this is the project. And so here, if I go there, what's going to happen is that now you can see that I have 3 columns. I have a not started, in progress, and completed. Instead of not started, let's say I just want to rename this and I want to call this like to-do list. So that's my to-do list in red. And here, let's say I want to move a card right there. It's super simple, we can move things around. Let's say what needs to be done is a logo. So we need a logo for our team. It's in the to-do list, perfect. And here you can assign people. Instead of using this assign, I'm going to show you how you could assign more freely because we have a database of people in our team. And so here I'm going to say this is the responsible, so the person responsible for that task. And I'm going to go ahead and create a relation because I'm going to relate to another database. I'm going to go and create relate. Click here, and we have a people under the DSN 9102, and this is the database of people. Great, so I create a relationship. And so if I look into the logo, and I want to check in my team here. So who do we have that is supposed to be like a designer? Okay, so for example, I can see Chain Huiling, let's say Chain Huiling. So I'm going to be going there, and I say Chain Huiling, I need your help to write this logo. So here you go. Chain has been assigned to it. Oops, I was in the wrong place. Huiling. Chain Huiling. Okay, cool. So I'm going to remove this one. Actually, I don't want to have this, because I want it to be deleted. So I have a responsible, and I also want to have a deadline, right? I want to say when is this logo due by. So I'm just going to add a date. And let's say I want to say, well, it'd be nice if I had it for next week because we need to build the decks of cards, and it would be really good if we have it in our presentation. And what I would suggest you to do as well is to have a budget. So you want to say, okay, I want to have a budget, and I make sure it's a number. And I'm going to say as well it's a Hong Kong dollar. Just some of you are foreigners, so you want to make sure that you agree on the currency. So let's say the budget for making the logo is say 200 Hong Kong dollars. Maybe you may want to make something with paper cards, or you need to buy some glue or whatever. And what I would suggest you to do as well is that you would have a checkbox to see if the budget is been approved or not. So budget approved, let's say check mark, and like this you can see the project has been approved. Great, just tick it and done. Okay, great. So you can see here now it just shows logo. What if I wanted to show more information? So let's say the deadline, the budget, and so on. Then you go, you see here there are 3 little dots. Click here. Oh, sorry, here. You go into properties, and then here you could show the budget if it's approved, the budget in Hong Kong dollars, the deadline, and who is responsible. And you can also change the order. So let's say I want to see who is responsible for it is there. What is the amount of budget, for example, and if the budget has been approved. So let's say deadline first, maybe, then the person, then the budget. And here you go. Now I have a card, and I have the information, all the information about it. And then if we want to brainstorm about this particular task, let's say I want to search, say, cool logos. Then we can search for cool logos. Let's say here there's a bunch of cool logos, and you'll see it's super easy. You can say just copy the image, and you can just go ahead and dump it like this, and you have your images. And here you can chit chat, and you can even post YouTube, Figma, almost anything. You can post it in there. So that's super convenient to have conversation. So I really recommend you from early stage assign individual person's role, individual person tasks with clear deadline, budget, and validation. So at this you can actually make progress on your project. And then once it's being done, you can move it, and you will be able to see if you're making progress on your project or not. Another really quick trick. What I recommend you to do as well is that if you go here, you see if you go in the task in full page, if you click back on here, you can see that your project management can be displayed as a full page. So because you have a big team, you might need to display your project management as a full page like this. And if you don't want to lose the location of this page, or you want to find it easily, you can go ahead in the top right hand, there is this favorite item. If you click on it, then it would be added to your left bar, where you can have your favorite items. So like this, if you need to look for it, it will be very easy to find. Okay, I'm going to minimize it. And so let's go back to team inclusion. So your first deadline, I would say, is going to be to start to manage your project. Get going, get to know who does what, when, and how much budget is going to be allocated. The second thing that you want to do quite quickly is to book time with your expert. So you know what projects you want to do. Now you want to get some time with your experts, or with your sustainability experts, or your BSc leaders. So please click on one of these, and then you'll see when that professor is making time for you. So go ahead and book time with a professor. They would automatically receive available times. So if you see there's some time that's available that fits for you, you go ahead and you select this time. So this is the reason why you're in university, is because you can work with great people. The second deadline we have for you is October 21st. So we want you to submit your expenses. We can refund you. There's a very clear explanation of what you can apply and where you can submit your files, so follow that. But this is very important. We're also asking you at the same time to tell us how much money you need for your project forward. So the average is 22,000 per team. You can apply for more, you can apply for less. The idea is that we have an overall budget. We give you the average. Some team will need less, great. So other teams can have more. So tell us what you need by the 21st, and we'll do our best to make sure that we distribute the funds, enough the funds, so you can actually develop your ideas. So follow the steps. On the 27th, we'll tell you on October 27th if how much budget we can dedicate to your team, and then these in green are indications of what you should have at what dates. These are not deadline in the sense that you don't have to send anything as a hard obligation, but these should be kind of milestones. So by the 31st, you should have verified your idea. You should have verified that your hypothesis function. You should have made more experiments. By November 7th, you should really have like a well fleshed out presentation, strong arguments. Most of your graphics are ready. You know what you're going to say. And the big date is really November 14th. November 14th, The decision makers will be here, the sustainability experts, leaders of BSc, and we'll invite some industry professionals to come to look at your works as well. We have given you some basic ideas or suggestions of what you can put in your presentation, but it is really up to you. You will have 5 minutes, and 5 minutes of presentation followed by 5 minutes of Q&A, and so you really can manage the time as well as you want. These are the criteria: impact, feasibility, innovation, and cost, and how much confidence we can have in your team. So confidence is kind of a mix of all those different criteria, but it's really important. It's maybe the most objective criteria, I would say, out of all. Sustainable Leadership Award is going to be happening in the second semester, so this is optional, and we're still fundraising for it. This is why we haven't communicated so much about it. But basically, for the students that have discussed with the decision maker on the campus that the idea is really feasible, desirable, they can be made, then we strongly will encourage you to actually carry it for the second semester. And we are trying to organize a prize that will be given by the hand of the president or the vice president. So that will be the first year. So it's still in the works, but we'll keep you updated about this. And the last thing is November 23. We'll ask you to send us all your reimbursement files so that we can pay for the money that you have spent on the project, and also the final essay for the self-reflection, because this is a leadership course. So this is it. I wanted to keep this video as short as possible and make sure that all of you watch it. If you have any questions, reach out to us. But before you do that, please read up this page, because we really try to make it as clear and simple for you as possible. So good luck, every team. We're really looking forward to seeing you on November 14th. Cheers!